What is up, everybody? Lucy here, dropping another tutorial for y'all today. So last week I went over imperfect finger rolls and perfect finger rolls, and today I wanted to go into something that builds off of imperfect and perfect finger rolls. So I mentioned it a little bit in the last video, but I wanted to go over continuous finger rolls. Now, to break down this move, I'm gonna talk about the imperfect finger roll. So the imperfect finger roll is this arc right here. You could do it like this, you could do it like this, you could do it like this, and you could do it like this. Basically, it makes a little arc with your fingers, and you make it in symmetry. So this is making that, and this is making this. You make this half circle, because this is like a half circle, or a rainbow, or whatever, and then you make this half and this half, you make it symmetrical so it can make that little arc. Same thing with this way, you make this half, and you make that half circle, little smiley face, in your fingers, and you make that arc. Now this is very important when doing continuous rolls, because when you're doing a continuous roll, you like to try to emulate that arc and move it. Let's take it step by step. We're going to start off with an imperfect finger roll position. Now we're going to close one finger at a time. I'm going to start with my right hand. This is my right hand. And I'm going to close. And when I close, I'm going to rotate my hands. Also keep in mind that pinky to pinky and thumb to thumb are always rubbing. You're rubbing in a circular motion. Or you could do it the other way. But you're always rubbing those hands together, thumb to thumb or pinky to pinky. Alright. So going back to the closing your hand position, so I'm going to close one finger at a time and I'm going to rotate while rubbing pinky to pinky back. So then you're going to line up your hand, the hand that's open, and your fist. Line it up straight so you could give the viewer that aesthetic look of precision and parallel lines. So we're in the imperfect finger roll. We're going to close one finger at a time and we're going to line it up while moving this hand forward. So we're rotating and lining it up. Now this is going to close from pinky all the way to finger, all the way to pointer. So it closes from pinky all the way to pointer, and we're going to rotate this one out of the way, and we're going to basically open this one up from pointer to pinky. Now we're not going to close it completely though. We're going to try to just emulate this imperfect finger roll arc, but doing it like this with your hands crossed. So instead of doing it like this, you're doing it like this with your hands crossed. And remember, you're going to have that symmetry. Try to emulate this hand and this hand to look similar to one another so they could keep that symmetrical shape. Alright, so going back, we're doing it from the imperfect finger roll arc. Close one at a time, rotate and move it linear, or keeping it straight in that line. Then we're not going to close it completely, but we're just going to do this half of that imperfect finger roll arc with your hands crossed. So it goes like this. And you're going to open up this one from pointer all the way to pinky into that symmetrical shape. So here we go again. Here, close, here. So you see how we switched it over to this imperfect finger roll arc? We're still doing the arc, but we're doing it with our hands crossed. Here to here. Alright, now once you're here, you're going to close one from pinky all the way to the pointer, and you're going to rub and rotate that circular motion. So thumb to thumb, pinky to pinky. Remember I said that, thumb to thumb, pinky to pinky. You're always going to have them connected. Alright, and then when you rotate thumb to thumb and you rub that thumb to thumb, you're going to push your hand forward and you're going to keep it straight into that line. Now the fist is going to be behind the hand that's open, and then you're going to open it up again with pinky all the way up to the pointer, and you're going to open back up to that finger roll arc, or that imperfect finger roll arc. Alright, so to go back, we're going to do the imperfect finger roll, close one finger at a time, line it up, move that hand in forward, and now we're going to do the half arc but crossed hands, or imperfect finger roll arc, crossed hands, and then close pinky all the way to pointer, line it up, and then open it up one at a time, pinky to pointer. And we're going to do that arc again. And we're going to continue this motion until it just looks fluid and it looks like you're doing a continuous finger roll and it never ends. Some tips to do your imperfect finger rolls and like anyway is always have your fingers spread as wide as possible. You're gonna try to flex the muscles in your hands to really keep those hands really flexed and controlled. Okay, and you're gonna like once you get this motion down of just opening and closing and getting that continuous fluid motion, you're gonna try to reverse it. Same thing, rubbing thumb to thumb, pinky to pinky, thumb to thumb, pinky to pinky, and just creating that imperfect finger roll arc over and over again. Lastly, we're gonna go over the imperfect finger roll arc, but going this way. So now you're still doing the arc, but your palms are facing down. Well, I don't like to say facing down. I want to say facing the viewer. Like always have your hands and your palms facing the viewer, because that's where you're gonna give the effect to. You're gonna give the viewer the effect of just like pushing your hands to his face, and you're just gonna give that more aesthetic view. Because a lot of people do their finger rolls like this, and that's fine. If you want to throw the lights directly into their eyes, that's great. Me personally, I like to throw my hands and my palms to their face. So when I'm doing the arc, it's this arc, hands crossed, and then this arc when your hands are not crossed. And once again, close one finger at a time, line it up, open one finger at a time into the arc, close one finger at a time, line it up, open one at a time, and form that arc again. Okay, so symmetry. Symmetry, 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 symmetry. Symmetry, 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 symmetry. And lastly guys, if you do want to show me a lot of love, I did start a gloving apparel company. It's Lucy Drop Gloving Apparel. Basically there's designs that are tailored to the gloving community. So if you guys love gloving, if you guys want to show off that pride and show off to the world that you are a glover and just start that conversation off with people, people are going to see that shirt and they're going to be like, yo, what is gloving? And that's the perfect opportunity to be like, you know what, this is what I do, this is what I love to do, and let me show you what I'm all about. You know, so this is one way to spread awareness to the community. And lastly, I want to say that with every purchase that you make with Lucy Drop Gloving Apparel, I will be donating 10% of the profits to suicide prevention. This is something that's near and dear to my heart due to the fact that I've lost a homie to suicide, and he was a glover himself. The only thing that kept him going was gloving. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to keep him going and keep those lights flowing, but this is my call to action to try to build this community stronger and build more awareness and more support with one another, because we all go through shit and we just need people to build a bond and build that community so we won't have to lose more homies in the future. So if you guys support Lucy, if you guys support the Flow Arts community and support gloving, please DM me and figure out how we can work together to really grow this community and make it bigger than what it is. Thank you guys. Peace.